Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm a petroleum geologist and I also run my own production company, and back at university I did a science degree. I just recently started a geology series on this channel, and as I was digging through my parents' basement trying to find my old books to show you guys for that geology series, I came across this. And you guessed it, it is an art portfolio back from university. Now, I finished university in Canada and my program required us to take non-science options throughout our program to broaden our horizons and to try different things. So even if you were a science major, which I was required to take non-science options, and I could pick whatever classes I felt like. So in my very first year, I decided to take an art class. I thought, okay, so pause here and think about it. I thought that a university level art class would be such a good idea to do without any proper training before. I did take some art classes back in high school, but nothing like professional. I did end up getting an A- in the class, so I didn't do too bad. But it wasn't very good either. So I thought it'd be fun to see my old art pieces back from university. Now, please don't judge me very harsh, especially if you're an art major. This is not very good art, as you'll see. So the art class that I took was it was a drawing class. So our primarily, like the media that we used were pencils, charcoal, ink, and black pen. Some homework pieces we were allowed to use some color or like whatever media we chose. I prefer to draw to paint and to use like gouache or oil. So all of my homework pieces, or like majority of them, were done in color, but the rest, like the class pieces, were all in pencil. So let's begin. So I think, okay, so we'll start with smaller pieces. So these two were, I guess, homework of some sort. So you can see sunflowers, very very modern, very bright, and a horse. Now you'll see horses is kind of like a common theme throughout my art. I used to horse ride, I used to show jump, and I absolutely love horses. I think they're majestic animals, they're very smart, and so I drew a lot of them. They're a very hard animal to draw, okay? They're not easy. And also in my art pieces, you'll see that I've initialed all of them, because back then I thought I'm such an awesome artist, because like what artist doesn't initial their pieces? So there you go. Now looking back at it, I was like, nah, yeah, what was I thinking? But so a horse. Okay, so this guy, back then I was also really into fantasy and like Lord of the Rings, magicians, all sorts of things. So this wasn't part of an art class. This is something I did before just for fun. And as you can see, I never finished this. And this is also a common theme, because when you're not an artist, it's very hard to finish pieces. Especially, I'm very, very slow at drawing. And so, yeah, I started it and never finished it. But, okay, so again, something really dark, horse in the desert. Again, as you can see, horses are kind of like, I like horses, so they were in everywhere. Oh, these two. Okay, so these two were from a photo that I saw and I thought it was really cool. So one of the mountains, one of the little house in a forest, and this was done in a gouache. So it's not my composition, but nevertheless I thought they turned out okay for me not being an artist. Oops. Oh, my daughter's art piece just fell off. This, by the way, is not mine. This is my 4-year-old gallery on the wall. I thought it was appropriate for today's video. Again, so this looks like a seal. Again, for some reason, I thought this corner doesn't deserve to be finished in this picture. So it's artistic license. I used some artistic license to not finish that piece. So that's it for the small pieces. Most of art pieces that I've done were like on large paper. Next piece is, actually this one I really like. This is probably by far my favorite. As you can see, it's a sort of sketch. And that was a portrait of my grandfather. It turned out actually really good. I am very bad at portraits. I'm horrible at portraits. But this particular one turned out not bad. Actually, I quite liked it. I did get an A for this, so I was very proud of my sketch portrait. Next, okay, there's a lot of empty paper. Oh god, okay, so this should not be seen by anyone, but since I'm already disclosing my portfolio, I don't know who that is. Some sort of lady that obviously didn't deserve her torso to be finished either. Just her face isn't very good. Meh. Okay, next. Okay, so this definitely should be burnt behind the barn and nobody should see this. This is an embarrassing piece, and I remember struggling with this because this was the very first time I was trying to draw with charcoal, and if you never try to draw with charcoal, I honestly, like, for art majors, I give you props. Like, it's such a hard medium because it keeps, like, it's very hard to control the depths of it, and like it keeps falling, like the pieces falling. Oh, like it's just such a mess. Like it's so messy. But this was done in class. We obviously had some like plastic torso set up and something in front of it. I have no idea what that is. Basically, yeah, not very good. We'll just skip that. If you are an art major, rate me below, comment below what you think, what grade you think I should have gotten. Oh, in that class, so the cool thing, we did had a couple models, nude models. We had a female nude model and a male nude model. And so this obviously a male nude model, and it turned out okay. Like I'm not hating this, like the proportions are all right, and yeah. And as when we were doing models, it's not like we were, the class was 3 hours long, but we weren't given all 3 hours to draw like same pose. Like, so he would switch poses throughout the class, and we had anywhere from like 15 seconds of very fast sketch to about an hour to draw. So that's why it's not, it doesn't look very polished. Let's see what's next. Oh, okay, so this was a very final piece that I was very proud of because we were learning perspective and how to draw perspective, and I thought downtown would be really nice to draw, so you can see. But again, that's why A- in class, because I never finished my pieces. Like, what is this? But also, if you're an art major, let me know in the comments below. I have no idea like how to finish those corners, like what, like how, because in the perspective you can see like that road is going this way, but what happens here? Like I had no idea what to draw there, so I just left it blank. Come on, because like that makes sense, right? So that was that. Let's see. All right, a little bit of Jesus. So again, we had this was a homework piece. It fell under portraits, I think. I don't know why I chose Jesus, but there you go. It is Jesus. And again, I've initialed all my art pieces because I'm such a great artist, and one day we'll end up in a gallery, you know, in Louvre. But come on, a girl can dream. Next piece is also a homework piece. Again, horses. Again, horses are my favorite, and it is a cute horse. Like, you have to give me that one. Next, let's see. Ooh, okay, so this was one of my absolutely favorite. Again, this was for, like, we were studying perspective, and our assignment was to draw something from looking from down up. And I had this like really soft plushy toy that was a donkey, and I put him on a shelf, and I literally just was on the floor looking up, drawing him. And I thought it turned out like really cute. I mean, come on. And the problem is in art class, it took me such a long time. Like I said, I'm such a slow like at drawing things, that this piece probably took me close to 8 hours to finish. And again, if you're an art major, like, come on, comment below how long would this take you. Probably 20 minutes. To me it took 8 hours. I was very happy with it at the time. I'm very proud of this donkey, but it was not worth the time. Next piece. Oh, okay, I remember this. This was a mixed media, so like the charcoal on outside and a pencil. It's okay. I liked it at the time. Now looking back at it, like, I'm not in love with it, but it's okay. Okay, and this was something I drew for me because, again, I like dragons, I like fantasy. Thought it would be cool. Again, never finished it because who has the time to draw this? Like, this would probably take me 20-40 hours to finish just because I'm so slow, so I thought it's not worth it. Okay, so this is it for large pieces. There's just like empty paper here. And now I'm gonna show you my sketchbook. So sketchbook, we had like very few assignments for it, but again, most of them were horses because I don't know, I was determined to get my horse. Ooh, okay, so I like this one. This is kind of like fantasy Native American art, and again, my signature, cause come on. And for some reason, my signature was in Russian, even though it was an English-speaking class. Because, come on, what artist doesn't need their unique signatures? Things you do when you are a young adult or a teenager. This looks like a Shetland pony to me, or a draft horse. I'm not sure. Let's see. Ooh, this one is cute. I like this one. It's like, I don't know. Can you see this? Would it focus? If I hide, little sketch. Next thing, this, I was very, very proud of this because I thought it turned out so good. This looks like an Arabian horse to me, just by the muzzle of it, but I thought it was like the best I ever drew anything. So, and then finally my last, so this sketchbook I thought I would fill up after my art class and draw more. Never happened. It's almost empty. There's only a couple sketches here, and I also thought I would do it in like divide it into portions, do like human anatomy, flowers and stuff, and so I ended up with like a bunch of empty pages in between. So this one is probably the best sketch in this book. Obviously it was taken from a human anatomy class because I could never draw something detailed as this just from my head. And I was like, again, I was into fantasy characters, so I was practicing ears and elf ears and elf noses. Because who doesn't like elves? Let's see. Ooh, these ones are cute. Some noses from a cat and a dog. And let's see. What else is in here? I think, yeah, that's pretty much it. There's like some flower, but that's about it. And then apple. So that's kind of it for my sketches from the art class. Now, a takeaway from that class, if you are a science major and you think an art class, a university level art class is a good idea, think again. Unless you're really good at drawing, then go for it. And the main reason is because it took such a long time. Like that class probably took me took the most time out of my schedule, because not only the class was once a week and it was 3 hours long, so it was a long class as is, plus all the homework assignments. It would take me hours and hours to draw them because I wanted a good grade in that class. I did end up with an A-, but was it worth it in the end? I don't think so. I don't think it was worth the time I put into it. Did my drawing skills improved? Probably, but again, because I am not an artist, I'm not an art major, I don't know if it was worth the time, but it was. But, okay, and I don't want art majors to get upset with me. It's not because I discourage people taking art classes. If you love art, by all means take an art class, but it's just more of like your time spent. If you like art, I would recommend to take art classes, but just not at university. Just take them for fun, classes that are not graded, so you're not under pressure to draw and draw and draw. If you are a science major and taking an art class, give me a like, comment below, and I will see in my next geology video because I am preparing some cool geology content for you guys. Subscribe, follow me on Instagram at ShyLamaGirl, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!